Hello creative friends, let's make a quick mixed media tag using minimal supplies. I have some sprays, some stamps, and a stencil, and I will be revealing my favorite product and why it is so important for mixed media projects later on in this video. I'm going to start off by spraying some Peacock Feathers Distress Spray Stain on my mat. Then I'm going to splatter on some Oxide Peacock Feathers. This is going to give a nice mixture of the two. And then I am going to spray some Rusty Hinge at the bottom there. We are going to be doing some ink smushing onto the tag. I spray the mat with a little bit of water. I also spritz the tag with a little bit of water. This is a Heavystock tag from Ranger. These are amazing when using distress sprays. I am going to smush the tag into the color. I curl up the tag on the edges because I only wanted that color in the center of the tag, as you could see here. I'm going to spritz some water and let the color flow to the edges of the tag. Ink smushing is so simple and it does not have to be complicated, so don't overthink it. We are just adding color to paper. I do not want to waste any of that spray on my mat, so I am taking another tag and smushing it into the color. Again, I curled up the edges so that it only goes in the center of the tag, and then I will add a crazy amount of water so that it blends out, as you could see here. Ink smushing is super simple. If you do not have sprays, you could definitely use ink pads. Creating mixed media projects do not have to be complicated at all. Just try not to overthink things and your project will turn out amazing. I added some droplets of water so that I can get a variation of color on my tags. Then I added a little bit more of the Oxide spray on one tag, and now I'm going to go in with more Rusty Hinge. I wanted more of that orangey red color on my tags. I am going to spritz it with a little bit of water, and with the help of my heat tool, I'm going to move that color around to get the look that I want. I love when the two colors mix together. You could see here all of that amazing texture you get with just using the spray stains and Oxide sprays. I do want to mention that this tag is inspired by Zoe Hillman. You can see her work over on Instagram. I will have it linked in the description for you. I am taking this stamp from the Entomology stamp set and stamping it with some Versamark ink so that I can use some white embossing powder. I love the white embossing powder on these very bright colors. I think it looks amazing. I am going to use my heat tool to melt that embossing powder, and the embossing powder I'm using is the super fine white embossing powder from Ranger. I'm going to add some more texture and interest to this tag with some permanent black ink, a stencil, and a blending tool. I add the ink very lightly because I do not want the black to overpower all of that beautiful color on the tag. I'm going to wipe off any ink that got on the white embossing powder. If you look close, you can see that the splatters on this tag picked up some of the color. This brings me not only to my favorite product for mixed media, but also probably the most important. This product creates a barrier between layers, so all of those white splatters we all love will not soak into the color behind. The product is Distress Micro Glaze from Ranger. You just add a little bit to your finger and rub it on top of the surface. This will allow the splatters to sit right on top. I love using the Dina Wakley gloss spray for my white splatters, but my lid always gets stuck. I am going to be using my heat tool to heat up the spray that is on the lid and the inside of the bottle that is preventing it from opening, and as you could see, it opens right up. So now we can add those amazing white splatters that we all love. Because I use a micro glaze, I want to be sure that I'm using the acrylic spray to add the splatters. If I use a spray stain, it will just wipe right off. You also want to be sure to flip your project around when adding splatters. That way the splatters can go in all different directions. I am going to set that aside to air dry. If I use a heat tool to dry my splatters, the micro glaze will get glossy, and I don't want that. I like the matte finish that I get from using the micro glaze. I stamped out a butterfly from the Entomology stamp set, and I used the die cuts to cut it out. I'm using the Distress Spray Stains to color it, and those colors again are Peacock Feathers and Rusty Hinge. I let everything dry, and now we can assemble the tags. I am adding the butterfly to the center of the tag. Then I am going to add the top hat on top of the butterfly, and I use some foam adhesive to pop it up a little bit. I will also use some foam adhesive to pop up the shirt down at the bottom. I did make two tags, as you could see here. I am going to finish them off with a couple sentiments or quotes, and you can always find all of the supplies that I used in this video down in the description below. I am am enjoying creating more simple projects these days. And in this video right here, I will share how I used a napkin to create some amazing texture for my art journal page. You do not want to miss it. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you later. Bye.